Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sesh. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Oh my, wow. Good morning, girls, and welcome back to another episode of Smoke Sesh. I am so excited to be back with you all on this sleepy little rainy Monday. Oh my god, winter's here. Winter's here. You guys. And I officially have started my winter integration, okay? I'm sure you're tired of hearing about the planning. You're like, bitch, what about the action? With due time, and she is here. You guys, good news. I fear the demons can't get you if you are constantly moving. Fun little life hack for you. So when I'm like up making tea, making coffee, feeding animals, running around the house, cleaning, doing this work, doing laundry, going to the gym, going here, going to this activity, coming home, cooking dinner, showering, reading a book, all of a sudden it's 10 p.m. Wow, not one bad thought slipped across my mind because I did not have time. And I fear that is the hack, because now, thinking back to my most depressive states I've ever been in, especially like when I was like severely depressed, like I'm talking like literally got locked up back when I was like, what was it, like 17, maybe 15, I don't know. I was such a baby. Oh my goodness. Sending young Hannah some love right now. It was because I was doing nothing with my life. And my parents had it figured out up until then, where it was like, no, she's going to soccer, she's going to art class, she's going to piano, she's doing this, she's doing that, she's going to this activity, she's babysitting, she's busy, she's booked and busy. I could not make my own schedule as a child because I'm a child, and if it was up to me, I'd do nothing. So of course my parents put me in absolutely everything. Shout out to them for doing that, because it did keep me distracted. But then in high school, I was like, no, this is my life and I want to do nothing with it, which I did some things with it. I think I kept up with piano and art, obviously. I've always kept up with art, but it would be like, okay, get off school when I would usually do like 4 hours of workouts, I'm doing nothing. And I just sat there. And I think I sat there for so long, I started getting too much in my head and too much into overthinking and too online. And it did heighten those already depressed feelings and thoughts that I did have to a point where it was like inescapable. So yes, I fear when your therapist is like, babe, go to the gym, babe, do some meditation, babe, stay busy. They are right. They're right, girl. That is a hack. I hate to hear it, but like, goddamn, there is some truth behind it. So for me, it's been a semi-easy transition. There's a lot of new things happening in my life that I'm not used to, but it feels good, especially spending the past month preparing my brain to do these things and looking forward to them, finally putting them into action. It's just a really nice change of pace, and I think I'm going to get a lot done this winter, which is making me excited to stay strong on this path and to stay sticking to my goals, instead of like, I don't want to go to the gym because it's summer outside and I want to be outside with my friends at the pool. It's like, no babe, there's nothing to do outside. I mean, you can go get like a wicked Chili's mark and go see it, which I'm doing tomorrow and I'm so excited. But girl, there's nothing to do outside. Like, go lock in, get your shit done. Now is the time to do so, and it will put you on top come this spring. So I'm doing my thing, feeling good about it. I just purged my entire closet. I'm gonna be uploading a bunch of shit on Depop, which I kind of fell off on Depop for a little bit. Sorry about that. I was on a very long vacation, but we're back. I'll be uploading. I have like a lot of vintage things that I'm like, I love this, but do I wear it? No. And also, can it go to a good home? I had someone on the Patreon episode talk about this, where it was like, I have so many things. I don't know what to do with these things, but I also don't want to give them up. I have a really hard time, like, maybe purging items from my life. Funny thing is, when you turn 25, 26, when your brain finally, like, clocks in, locks in, you will realize, holy shit, I have too much stuff around me and it needs to go now. That was one of the funny things about growing up and, like, my brain fully developing, is instead of like collect, I don't care about the clutter, like I just want fun little trinkets around me all the time, which I do, obviously. I mean, bitch, look behind me, trinket central. But I need like cleanliness, I need space, I need breathing room now that I'm older. And there is something that clicks in your head where you're like, get rid of it all, burn it. No, don't do that. I have an OCD fear of my apartment catching on fire. But get rid of it, send it somewhere that it will be taken care of. And how I rationalize it in my brain, especially being a very sentimental girl, where it's like, oh, but I wore that t-shirt one time in New York and I just can't get rid of it because of the memories. It's like, okay, I mean, valid, I guess, but like, there are people out there who would give the same amount of love you want to give to that item without even a second thought. You know, it's like Toy Story. You got to Toy Story your items when you're getting rid of them. Have they been sitting in a trunk? Okay. Are they sad? Are they like, play with me? And you're like, I just can't. I'm getting older. I don't really care. Okay, cool. Go donate it to somebody who will actually use those items and give that toy a new story. Girl, hello. Like literally. And I do this with clothes where it's like, I love this shirt or I love this dress. Will I ever wear it? Absolutely not. I mean, maybe there will be one situation that will line up perfectly, but obviously she's not on the calendar, so she needs to go. Like, let me give this dress to somebody else who will actually enjoy it, actually wear it, be able to give it new life. And that's through, you know, it doesn't always have to be through like Depop or selling. Sometimes it's like, I have 8 trash bags right around the corner where you cannot see, that I'm gonna go donate all of that to the thrift store, because yes, it's good, yes, it's nice clothing, but also like, I'm not in the mood to sell it for $5 on Depop. Like, that's crazy. Let me just give it to somebody who can actually like use it, enjoy it, and give it new life. So having that mindset really helps me purge. And I always do probably like a good monthly purge, especially being such a hoarder when I was younger. Like in COVID, all I did was thrift. I was just thrifting. And the thrifting was fantastic because everybody was at home, so they were getting rid of everything. So I collected a mass amount of items, and now I'm like, holy shit, I need to get rid of all of them. They need to go. Love you down. Thank you for your service. But like, I need space. I need room. Like, literally, I would like to have just white walls around me and nothing else. I'm losing my mind, obviously. This week's been good, though. I've really just been, like, locked in on my life and trying to stay busy and motivated and warming my inner world while the outside world is cold. I'm not even kidding. I'm shaking in my boots right now from how cold it is because my front door is open. My cat wants to be an outdoor cat. Danger would love to be an outdoor cat. In fact, he did run away one time for like 8-9 days. That should have taught him his lesson, because I know he's not want to be out there. And so he just loves, if it's even just like remotely not 30 degrees, maybe like a good 40 degrees, he wants to be outside curled up in a little puff ball. And who am I to deny him of his pleasures? Like, he's such a little creature, and like, if this is what brings him the most joy in his entire day, like, who am I to say no to that? So I'm over here shaking for his enjoyment while he naps on the patio. So if you hear my teeth start chattering, that would be why. That would honestly be why. I've been really into inconveniencing myself as well. Listen, I go to horseback riding lessons. You guys know this, right? This is a rambly episode. Sorry. We'll get to the questions in a second. And you kind of get paired off with somebody who is like similar age, similar group. So then you can do group lessons. I was doing private lessons for a while just to like, you know, get my bearing, have somebody watch me, make sure I'm doing it all correctly. Once I, you know, checked all those boxes, I can tack up on my own. I can get up on there. I know how to control all the different horses they put me on. Like, I have that strength inside of me. They then put me into group lessons, and group lessons isn't like 50 people. It's like this other girl that I do lessons with. Same age, same kind of vibe, love her down. But one time I was talking to her and I was like, oh my God, yeah, girl, like I got my boots here. I love these boots. Like, please let me send you the boot link. Like, I got you. And she's like, oh, okay, but like, I don't have a phone. I was like, what? Oh, what do you mean? She reaches in her pocket. She pulls out, I'm not even kidding, what looks like a 2009 landline phone. Like massive, chunky flip phone. And this is not me describing that in a shameful way. This is me describing it as in a, that was a jump scare way. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I just felt like I was getting too addicted to my phone, like an iPhone, and I was just like habitually scrolling and wasting my life. And so I decided I needed to like inconvenience myself a little bit. She's like, I still have my computer at home, so if I want to scroll, like I could pull it up on my computer. But outside of that, like I don't really care. Like I just have my boyfriend and my friends know where I am. Like you can still call me on this phone, of course, like here's my phone number. But also like, no babe, you can't send me the link. No, you can't send me the link. And I was like, oh my God, she's so much better for it. And it is that damn phone. It really is. She's like, I feel like I'm more at one with life. She's like, this is the whole reason I also got into horseback riding. She's also doing like Muay Thai. Like literally, she's like, I'm just bored. And you're supposed to be bored. You're supposed to be bored in life and fill it with things that bring you joy. Not like, oh, I'm bored, let me waste 8 hours of my time scrolling on that goddamn phone. It's like, oh, we do need to be doing things that inconvenience us, and we do need to be doing things that are like making us a little bit bored, because through boredom comes like true self-discovery. Oh my God, Hannah's gone woke. No, but for real. So I'm slowly starting to integrate just like little things into my daily routine that inconvenience me. And one of the new things, which I'll post about it a lot because it's so meditative. You're like, okay, and you're gonna incorporate the phone. No. I just feel like making a tea tray or a breakfast tray in the morning is so nice and such a good way to start my day. Taking time to like boil a pot of tea, like wait for it while it does that, to make the tea correctly, to steep it the correct amount of time, to make sure the water is the perfect temperature, to build a beautiful breakfast tray of like, oh, maybe I have a soft boiled egg and some fresh apple slices and some chocolate covered espresso beans on the side with my Earl Grey tea and a nice latte. Like that takes me, sometimes I'm not even kidding, 25 minutes. And the entire time, I'm not thinking about dopamine. I need to be on my phone. I need to be scrolling. Blah, blah, blah. No, I'm thinking, okay, what's next? What's my next step? And it's been so nice. Although it's like not meditation, it does feel like meditation in the sense of like I'm checked out, but checked into the environment right in front of me. And it's been so fun to incorporate. It was a big part of my daily routine, was being more intentional in the mornings, where I'm not just like rolling over and like, okay, let me dopamine my brain up with Instagram scrolling and 8 espresso shots. Like that can't be good for me. Let's slow down. Let's be intentional about our time. Let's be intentional also about like what we are eating and drinking in the morning, instead of just like not drinking water at all for the first 3 hours and then being like, oh fuck, like my brain hurts. It's been really nice. It's been, really good. And it's also pushed me to maybe try to start making myself intentionally bored, or to kind of inconvenience myself in a good, healthy way a little bit more in my life, to see where I can challenge myself more. So, I mean, if that's in the first week of hibernation integration, girl, we got 4 months. Who knows what is going to come out of this? And I am very excited. Tomorrow I have a big day, a big self-care day. In the morning, I have this psychic that I love who also has like her PhD in psychology. So she's like, yeah, I can either do like a traditional, like actual like psychotherapy with you if you'd like. Like I can be a therapist, like I'm licensed. Or like, girl, if you want to pull the tarot cards out, we can. And that's exactly what I need. Because if you guys don't know, I broke up with my last therapist. Did I talk about that? I feel like it just kind of like, I just fell out with her. I don't know. She was just giving me really bad advice. And not like bad advice, because I understand where it was coming from. It was the kind of advice that when you're sitting down over a pitcher of margs with your girlfriends, they tell you these things, but not things where I'm like, okay, no, I'm paying you $170 an hour to get advice. Can you come up with something better? Like, it's things I'd say on this podcast where I'm like, girl, I don't fucking know, like, I'm just up here yapping, but that's for free. Like, that's different. Literally, there was like one point in time where she said something to me and I was like, no, I'm never coming back. Like, literally it clicked to my brain. I was like, no, this is never happening. And this is very real. This happens with therapists, and it shouldn't turn you off from your therapy journey. Therapy is like dating, and like some people will get you, some people won't. Some people will actually have the time to put into you, some people won't. And it's okay to have like a couple mismatches before finding the right one. I do think I found the right one finally, but I was sitting down with her, and we'll get into the boyfriend tea. Don't even worry. So many questions about it. I was telling her, I was like, how do I maybe, get him to be more active in like chores around the house? I don't know, something dumb like that. She's like, well, when they do something, you have to reward them, like maybe if they do the dishes, you give him a blowjob. Because when I do the dishes, I don't get my pussy ate. Because that's like literally at a loss for words. I was like, oh, and I'm paying you $170 an hour. Bitch, you can blow him. What the fuck are we talking about right now? After that, I went to the club. I lost my card. I had to get a new card. So the card on file was like automatically declining. And she's like, hey girl, I can't charge your card. Also, you're not showing up. And I was like, I just kind of ghosted her. But also after that bullshit, yeah, I'm going to ghost you. And you're like, Hannah, you've probably said that same exact thing on this podcast once again for free as a ha hee, not a, oh, this bitch is in therapy right now. Like, maybe we should take this seriously. Like, what? So I'm very happy that I found one that I do enjoy and has credentials and is very like intuitively aware to the environment and the situation. Thank fucking God. I have that in the morning tomorrow. It'll be fantastic. And then in the evening, me and my girls are gonna go see Wicked for good. I can't wait. Literally last year I saw it. Fantastic. I cannot wait to go get a Chili's triple dipper, some margs, and my friend said she had tea for me. Life truly could not get better, honestly. And yes, last episode, obviously, I'm sure you thought Hannah coming back from Japan would be like, ooh, bubbles, giddy, life is great, fantastic. And maybe I was a little bit more mellow than you were expecting. That's a good word to put it. Not sad. I wasn't like depressed. Maybe mellow is a great word to put it. I've been having a hard time. And one thing about me, I'm a girl who's like, yeah, you can have another chance. Yeah, you can have another chance. But I think he knew it's like, oh, I'm running out of chances. So he is locked in. Thank God. And yeah, things are going good. But it's okay to bitch your boyfriend out. If you're pissed at him, I'm going to give you the pass. It's okay to sit down with him and be like, this is not okay. And if this is how it's going to be, a bitch, the bus is picking me up. Actually, it's picking you up because this is my house. I'm just kidding. But like you need to lock in. Not we, because like I'm doing my part. You need to lock the fuck in. And if you can't, then this is just not going to work. And sometimes it's okay to have that conversation, especially like 5 years in. It's okay to be like, no, get fucking real right now. Like, get serious. And he is very serious at this point in time. So things are going good. We'll keep you updated. That's for sure. But high key, yeah, Japan, he definitely did not make it special, fun, or anything for me. And that just sucked and was like really challenging and difficult. Because like, bitch, hello, I'm me. Let's be honest. I'm me. I need to be spoiled. I need to be treated like a queen. I need to be like quite literally carried everywhere I go. No, I'm kidding. I'm a very independent, combative woman. Love being that way. So I am difficult to get along with, but also like read the room, get it together. If anybody knows me better than me, it's him. So like do that. Okay. Or else I will just be alone and that'll be okay. And I think he heard that and was like, oh shit, okay, yeah, no, period. Let's lock in. Thus, I think it's okay to, tell your boyfriend, bitch, get it the fuck together. There's only a certain amount of times you're allowed to do that, though. You gotta be careful. If you're saying that to your boyfriend once a week, babe, the writing's in the walls. Is that the quote? The writing's on the walls? It makes sense to me. If it's rare and you're like, oh, this is hard, but it's something that you have to do, then, it is what it is. If it's weekly, girl, run. If it's like very rare, it's just a part of, growing up, maybe feeling like you're settling down in a relationship, but also need to keep it alive a little bit. So, yeah. I'm excited for Chili's Margs, though, with my girls. That's probably what I'm most excited about in life right now. I don't get on here and talk about relationship drama a lot because I feel like I owe him that privacy. But also there's a part of me where it's like, this is my life. Like, this podcast is my life. And, of course, I'm not going to share, like, every teeny tiny detail. You're like, Hannah, you talk about eating ass on here. Okay, sue me. I'm not going to talk about every teeny tiny detail on here. Eventually, probably because I have a big mouth. But I'll let you in a little bit. With that being said, though, I did make a Japan vlog. I know, out of all of that. Listen, I'm a cinematic girl. I see something beautiful, I take a video of it. It is what it is. So if you'd like to go see the Japan vlog, she is up. She is ready to be watched and enjoyed. She is maybe not like my other style vlogs where I'm yapping the entire time. But she is beautiful. She is fun. There are sights to be seen and travels to be taken on that vlog for sure. And she's 30 minutes. So get you some yummy food, okay? Smoke a blunt for me, girl. And watch the vlog if you'd like. And join the Patreon. They saw it early. Patreon.com/smoke-shoddy for extra content. And a lot of it. Emotional Support Frog is making a comeback. Someone said his name should be Herbert. Maybe it was Hubert. But I feel like he's a Herbert. He's giving Herbert energy. And thus his name is Herbert. So everybody, welcome to the podcast, Herbert. Anyways, someone asked big girl jobs, tips to getting big girl jobs, how to make a big girl job work. And I'm no corporate baddie, let's be honest. Like, could you imagine me in a cubicle? I fear not. Like, and if that's you, there is no shame because that shit pays. That's for fucking sure. But me personally, I'm a very sporadic money maker. It's just who I am. It was written in the stars, quite literally. So I'm going to sit here and tell you there is no goddamn thing as a big girl job. If it's paying the rent, it's a big girl job. Okay? I'm not going to sit up here and shame people who, work jobs that are odd or maybe work the jobs that other people don't want to work because period, point blank, if it's paying the bills, it's a big girl job. All right. I don't care what you're doing. And this was a tough conversation I had to have with my parents when I was younger because it was like, okay, how long are you going to work at the restaurant industry? And I was like 22 or something. Like, I was very young. And it was like, girl, listen up. This shit's paying me more than any other entry level job I could have at any point in time. So there is no big girl job other than this. Like, let's be honest. And I feel like, of course, people, society, whatever it is, hold certain jobs to certain standards where it's like, it's a big girl job if you work for a corporation. It's a big girl job if you are your own CEO, girl boss, pussy down, like whatever. There is no such thing. Of course, some people hold certain standards for themselves, and absolutely hold those standards for yourself. Do your thing. But if you have to work a job in the meantime that is not ideal in order to get to that maybe future big girl job that you do want to hold, that is valid, that is real, and I support you. As long as those bills are getting paid, as long as you are staying fed, as long as you are taking care of yourself, I don't care where you're getting that goddamn money from. I don't care if you're a stripper. I don't care if you are a server, a bartender. I don't care if you're a janitor. I don't care what you're doing. Like, props to you for getting up and clocking in like the rest of us, okay? There's a lot of people out here that'll be like, I'm too good for that job. It's just not meant for me. I'm not supposed to be working that position. And then stay broke. They'll go into debt. Girl, put the fucking apron on and get to work. What are we talking about? Why would you go to debt? Why would you go into debt? Why would you go into debt when you could just be working any possible job? And listen, I get it. In this economy, not the jobs are not easy to come by. So like, no shame if you're in an in-between place of like, I can't even fucking find one. It's like, you know what? I hear that, and very valid, girl. Absolutely. But never, ever, ever am I going to be like at a restaurant shaming the door dashers for working. Like, girl, in this economy, we just need money, period. And I don't care how you goddamn get it. Whatever. As long as you are safe and taken care of. Now that's what really matters. All right. I don't like settling for money when it feels like demeaning. That's no fun. Or if it's like, you're working for someone evil, or you're not taking care of yourself, or you're just like putting yourself to the side for money. I don't think that should ever happen. But if it's just like, it's not my passion, but I can go clock in, just clock in. Just clock in. Okay. I think it's very chic to have an in-between job. Can we talk about that? I'm not even kidding. I remember being like 18, 19, just starting in the restaurant industry. Girl, they won't let me put that apron on. You better work the host stand. You better learn how to talk because you're not talking, and that's a problem. Like, I was so shy. I could barely make eye contact. You want to get out of that? Start hosting at a restaurant. You will become unstoppable, quite honestly. So I started working as a little shy little host, and as an 18-year-old, I was surrounded by like 30-year-olds who were still in the restaurant industry. And, some of them in many different places in life, some of them are going to be career servers, which like you can't hate. Some of them are like teachers, and they get off work and they come and they serve. And then some of them are like, no, I'm in law school right now. Like, I'm going to become a lawyer. I'm going to become like a doctor, whatever it is. I just need cash money in my pocket to have somewhere to sleep. And it's like, that's kind of chic. And there's a lot of like chicness about going through your 20s, of like being in that in-between stage of just like, we're figuring it out and we're doing the best we can, and we're going to have fun doing it because we have no other choice. It is giving Sex in the City a little bit, where you're like, I'm just going to go do it because I'm young and I need money, and I'm going to do my best. It's like, yes, absolutely. That's kind of energy you have to keep, because like, you're going to grow up and you're going to get that big girl job. Okay. Whatever it is, whatever it looks like to you. Maybe it's art director. Maybe it's a museum curator. Maybe it's like I said, CEO. Maybe it's financial advisor. Maybe it's a lawyer. I don't care what it is. Whatever you want, you'll get it. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm blessing you right now. Whatever you want, you will get it, because I trust in all of you to have that kind of like wherewithal and self-determination to get anything you want, because I did not raise you as anything else. Okay. But like, sometimes that wish doesn't come true overnight. Sometimes you got to put years of your life into getting there, and it's worth the journey. Absolutely. But also, like, on the journey, you're going to have to, settle for some things that maybe aren't like the big dream, but it's a stepping stone to get to the big dream. And that's why I'm never going to be like, oh, this job is not a big girl job, or this job isn't, oh, it's not up to standards with society. Girl, fuck you. I'm paying my rent. I have my fridge full of organic food. Not even, actually. I don't know. Aldi has a very high standard. Shout out Aldi. My lights are on. My water is hot. Like, I am happy. I am good. I am taken care of. I am safe. As long as you are doing that for yourself, like, round of applause, pat on the back. You're doing the damn thing. That is a big girl job. That's being a big girl. Okay. And I'm not going to shame anybody else for like maybe not having a job to a certain societal degree, because that's lame. That's boring. Now, I think there is something to be said about not losing the plot. Okay. Working towards whatever big dream and goal you have, and not letting the little stepping stones get in the way. Once again, they're just stepping stones. Okay. They're there to help you. It's like a crutch. They're to help you move on to the next level. Okay. One step at a time, but you can't get caught on those stepping stones, or else you'll never be to the point that you want to get to, in whatever vision that looks like. Okay. Keep that goal clear, crisp, sharp in your mind. Keep that idea very well understood and planned in your mind, so you never lose track in sight of what is real and important to you. You won't get caught up with all the distractions. You'll be proud of every step you take, and you will get further than anybody else around you. Truly, honestly, wholeheartedly, sincerely. But girl, make that money, do your thing. I'm proud of you no matter what, okay? If you're clocking in today on this beautiful Tuesday, I'm proud of you. pat yourself on the back, treat yourself to a yummy meal after this, because goddamn girl, you deserve it. Anyways, let's talk breakup season. You guys, it is breakup season. Statistically, not for me, for a lot of people around me, for a lot of girls, for a lot of everybody. I've just been seeing, like, literally, if I happen to pull up TikTok or whatever it is, it'll be like, oh, this person's going through a breakup. Oh, this couple just split. Oh, whatever. And I think it really hit when Emma Chamberlain was like, dropped her podcast that was like, I'm going through a breakup right now. I'm like, ooh, it is breakup season. Statistically, also to a science, November and December, you see the highest amount of breakups ever. And if I'm being honest, in my head, if I was going to think about it, I'd be like, no, you know, if I was going to take a wild guess statistically, I would think like March, April would be the highest breakups. Because like you go through winter, maybe it's really hard during the winter. And then like you get that boost of energy, that boost of confidence as spring approaches. And then maybe you split up. No, not according to science. November, December, you see the largest amount of breakups ever. Holidays are coming up. It can be stressful. It's hard to balance, you know, different families or what are we doing. If you're in college, maybe you're coming home, you're realizing, oh, that girlfriend I had that is long distance, you know, we just don't get along and I need to break up with her as I come home so I can go back to college and be single and be able to live my full college life. Or the opposite, whatever it happens to be. I have been through a breakup at this point in time exactly. I'm not even kidding. First relationship ever. Okay, I love how I'm talking. If you're watching, I'm talking and my hand looks like the frog's talking to you guys. Okay, so first relationship ever. It is, I think it's Thanksgiving break. Okay, so it's Thanksgiving break. I'm supposed to be doing Friendsgiving. I'm dating this boy, literally. Like, we were so young and he was so immature. But he's like, oh my goodness, I'm going back home for Florida for Thanksgiving. Massive red flag right there. Like, that should have told me everything I needed to know. And I'm going back to Kansas City for Thanksgiving. Like, this will be our first time doing long distance because we dated the whole first semester. So like maybe like 6 months, you know, first little break away from each other. Oh my goodness, I'm going to miss you so much, babe. Whatever. Bullshit. I come home. He goes to Florida. He obviously is like, yeah, I'm doing DMT with my mom. Florida things. I'm doing DMT with my mom and going to a Grateful Dead concert. Okay, babe, have so much fun. Me, I'm supposed to be going to like Friendsgiving or something. I'm baking like a pumpkin pie. I'm getting ready. I'm doing my hair. I'm doing my makeup. And I get a call from him and I'm like, oh, he's probably just gonna da-da-da. Like, he's gonna say, have fun at Friendsgiving or whatever. I answer this phone call. We need to break up. Have you ever been broken up on the phone? It's like, you could have waited. You could have waited. Also, like, thank God you're not here because I would have lost my goddamn shit on you. Broke up with me hours before Friendsgiving, which looking back, I'm like divine timing because I immediately had something to do other than just like rot in bed and cry. Like, I immediately was surrounded by friends who loved me and saw me and appreciated me. Like, honestly, great timing on my end, not on his. But it's like, damn, you go home, you do DMT with your mom and go to a Grateful Dead concert and realize I don't want to be with this bitch. Like, okay, heart's a little bit broken. So I get that it does happen. You know, you're with family, you're realizing maybe they don't mesh with family, or maybe I don't want to bring them into my family, or maybe I don't want to be a part of their family, or, oh my God, I'm just stressed about everything and I'm realizing he's not good, she's not good, they're not good at helping me with my stress or understanding my stress. Finals are coming up. Like, you're going to have to put yourself first a little bit. And a lot of people are realizing, like, either putting myself first is not making the relationship work, or it's the only thing I want to do and this relationship is hindering me. There's a lot of things that come into play in this time of year. We're forced to be around each other a little bit more. We're forced to be inside a little bit more. It makes feelings come up, and all of these things are absolutely valid. In fact, I had at least 75, I literally counted before this, At the very least 75. I can't count well once I get over 50. So maybe 63, somewhere in the 63 to 75 range of girls DMing me, messaging me, hey girl, whatever, of not hey girl, but like of I am going through a breakup right now. What the fuck do I do? And all I can say is it's a part of life. You will feel this way with someone else again. You will love the next person 10 times more than you ever loved the person before them. Yes, you will fall in love again. Yes, you are lovable. Yes, everything is okay and will be okay. Temporary pain for major gain. It's okay. Like, you will be fine. Because going through a breakup actually feels like someone just punched a hole in your chest, ripped out your sternum, and ripped out your fucking heart. Whether you were the person doing the breakup, whether you got broken up with, whether it was mutual, whether it was random, whether they like literally like went behind your back, broke your heart. I don't care what they did. No matter what position you are in, it feels like you are like actually physically falling apart. It's called heartbreak for a reason, babe. It's called heartbreak for a reason. It's so funny how like our bodies can symptomatically like create that feeling even though we know we're okay. Like realistically we know we're okay, but like physically it hurts. Isn't that crazy? I remember after that first breakup with that loser man. And you will feel this way laughing about your ex right now. Like, oh my God, a loser. Like, why did I do that? I remember quite literally looking up TED Talks, looking up any sort of motivational like speaker I could find just as some like inspiration of like, am I going to be okay? Someone just tell me I'm going to be okay right now. And if you need that, if you are frantically Googling and did I do this right? Did I do something wrong? Do I love them? Will I ever be okay? If you are feeling that way right now, let me tell you from experience, you will be okay. You will feel better with time. Everything heals. All right. Stay true in yourself. Throw yourself into your friends, throw yourself into your work, stay as busy as possible. That comes with heartbreak or depression. Girl, stay booked and busy, seriously. And you will be okay. You'll be okay. You'll be all right, I promise you. I would also like to say, if you're in a relationship right now and you go through these holidays and you're like, damn, this is just not working, you're probably feeling that way for a reason. And that's all right as well. Sometimes you're the breaker-upper. Sometimes you're the, what would it be? Person getting broken up with. It's a part of life. It is what it is. It makes you stronger. It makes you more self-confident. And also, it just weeds out the people that are not right for you. And that's a big part of life. Not all good decisions are easy. Not all good decisions also feel good. I think we have convinced ourselves, or even I've convinced myself of like the right thing for me, making that right decision will always feel good. Like it'll feel like, oh, weight off my chest. It'll feel like I'll feel euphoric. That's not true. Especially like as I'm becoming more of an adult and having to make like realer, harder decisions of like getting real with life. A lot of those big decisions and big choices are not easy and they don't always feel right. You know, rationally, they feel right, head over heart. But realistically, sometimes the good decisions aren't always the ones that feel the best. That doesn't mean you made the wrong decision. It just means you made the hard decision and you will come out on top because you stood beside yourself, listened to yourself, and are moving forward according to what you need in this life. Even if you got broken up with by some DMT brain rotted Florida man, it's okay. Okay. You'll look back, what is it, like 6 years later and be like, thank God that happened because I was just so blinded with love. I could not see what was really in front of me. Someone needed to make that hard decision. Obviously I couldn't, but I'm thankful that it happened. With time, everything will heal. With time, you will figure everything out. Like I said, stay patient in yourself, trust in yourself, throw yourself into your friends, your family, your hobbies. fill that goddamn planner with activities to do. Go take horseback riding lessons, go take pole classes, go work out, like stay busy. The more you throw yourself into yourself, the more connected you'll be with yourself, the stronger you'll be with yourself, and the easier it'll be to just get over anything that happens to be bothering you, especially heartbreak. But it is a common theme that's happening right now, especially with Mercury retrograde. Oof, it is testing our limits. It really is. So all the love to my girls out there who are just simply put going through it. Oh my God, you guys, I forgot Thanksgiving is quite literally like this week. What the hell? Time is flying by. I can't believe it's almost December. This year, I know I say it every podcast, but it's moving so fast. I quite literally can't keep up. Thanksgiving. Ooh. Thanksgiving can either be like super fun, super great, super fantastic, or like, Thanksgiving, you know. And it really depends on your family. Honestly, I used to be like, Thanksgiving, don't want to participate, because I had to participate with my entire family, which was not just like my immediate family, like my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece, my nephew. Love them down. They're fantastic. They're sane. Okay. But it was like my extended family, which is my dad's side of the family. Why is it always the dad's side of the family that's like crazy, like batshit crazy? Who were very normal growing up, like loved them. Like I was so thankful to have them. We spent so much time together growing up, like me and my cousins on that side of the family, my aunt, my uncle, because my grandparents owned a lake house. So we would spend all summer together down in the Ozarks at the lake house. Like grew up side by side with these people as if they were like my closest family. And then they like quite literally developed religious psychosis. Not kidding. They joined this massive, and like no hate, I guess. They joined this massive Catholic church, lost their minds, became way too religious, and way too religious in the sense of like very judgmental. You're like religious judgmental. That doesn't make sense, because that's the opposite of what God would tell you to do, or Jesus, whichever one you prefer. And no, it's like they became like holier than thou. And so interacting with them became hell on earth, because it's like you have to put your best foot forward at all possible times, or else they don't give a fuck about you, quite frankly. And it was a shock to see, and it's shocking looking back, because like they were very, very normal, and then it's like crazy how different that they are now. On top of that, around 2016, trigger warning, when Trump became a whole thing, they became massive Trump supporters. And then the fucking Republican psychosis set in. And so not only were they like extremely judgmental, but also like they became like extremely bigoted. And I'm like, oh my God, I physically can't be around them. I physically can't be around them. So I did skip, I think a couple years ago, I skipped one Thanksgiving with them, and like peace on earth, things were great. But I realized I couldn't skip every Thanksgiving, because I do want to see like my mom, my dad, the normal ones. Okay. My immediate family, very normal, and like actually good hearted. I was like, I do want to spend time with them. So of course, like I have to go back. So how do I approach interacting with my extended family and not losing my fucking mind? Because back in the day, I used to be very, what's the good word? Aggravated. Where someone could say something to me and I'd be like, oh, you just ruined my entire day. Like I'm pissed off now. I had a really hard time like removing my emotions in a healthy way, where it's like, of course you shouldn't remove all of your emotions, but also like there's only so much power you should give somebody over you. Or if they say something that pisses you off, it shouldn't ruin your entire day or week. Like that's a lot of emotional turmoil for you to put yourself through. So like how do I protect my emotional well-being while also like interacting with people that are like intentionally trying to piss me off? And I realized like sometimes with stupid people you have to have a little laugh. Like if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry. So I started interacting with them in a sense you would a court jester. And is that demeaning? Maybe a little bit, but it did save my sanity in the sense of like, I am not going to take anything you say seriously. And if anything, I'm going to kind of just like poke the bear a little bit for my own entertainment. And if it gets too heated, I'm just going to walk away and not poke the bear and like, oh, we're going to debate over the Thanksgiving turkey right now. It'd just be like, so what do you mean by that? Can you expand? I'm so curious. Like, where'd you hear about that? Wow. I've never heard that perspective. Can you tell me a little bit more? Where it's like, girl, I don't give a fuck, but I want you to explain to me how insane you are. It's like, you gotta have a little laugh. Obviously, there's no way you're going to change their mind. There's no way you're going to convince them that their thought process is wrong, because if anything, they love the arguing and they love being right in whatever right way that they think they are. So like, there's no like real conversation I think you can have over a Thanksgiving table that's going to change anybody's political thoughts or opinions. But there is a way you can stay sane and still interact with them in a sense of like, I just am going to completely emotionally regulate right now and not entertain those ideas or thoughts. And I am going to have a little laugh at you in the meantime, because like I said, if I don't laugh, I'm going to cry. Now, my mom pulled a W this year. Shout out to her. And she uninvited them to Thanksgiving. That's a family drama. She is just like, I mean, she is liberal queen woke bae. Like, honestly, love her down. I grew up, like, she would take me to protests every weekend. Oh, girl, you got a Saturday morning off? We are going up to Topeka, Kansas. We are protesting. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I grew up, she's very, very politically active. Love her down, especially now that she's retired. It's all she has time to do. She's like, yes, I'm, mentoring a Ukrainian teacher. I'm, showing up to ICE protests and rallies. I'm like, I love it. Yes, mom. But every time she has to interact with my extended family, the insane Trumpers, she's like, she doesn't have that emotional regulation that I have, or that I don't give a fuck mentality, because she really does care. So it's like pulling teeth. And I talked to her and she was like, why should I take my good time and energy planning, cooking, prepping my house for Thanksgiving for people who are going to come over here and judge me either way because their favorite hobby is judging people? Like, why would I put myself through that kind of like mental and physical gymnastics for an outcome that I know is not even going to happen because it's like their favorite hobby to do is to judge people? And I was like, you're so right, queen. What if, and I feel bad for planting this idea in her head, because now my dad's like, okay, I don't see my family on Thanksgiving, but also like, it is what it is. I was like, what if we just did it with our family? Like, it's Thanksgiving. It's not like Christmas or whatever we do. It's just Thanksgiving. Like, what if we were all in sweatpants on Thanksgiving eating whatever the fuck we want? Okay, and you don't even have to clean the house because, like, I come here every week. Like, whatever. What if? Think about how beautiful life could be. And she was like, you know what? Hell yeah. And they sent the craziest text in the group message that was like, I love them down. My dad was like, with the, emotional turmoil right now in this country, we just really need to protect our peace. And since we don't get along on any sort of values or morals, we just don't want to be around you. I was like, you could have put it differently, but also like, you might as well, address the elephant in the room. Because I know my uncle would have shown up wearing a Charlie Kirk t-shirt. And like I said, if I don't laugh, I will cry. So Thanksgiving this year is going to slap. I cannot wait. It's just me, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece, my nephew. How fantastic. They're running a 5K in the morning. That's not happening. I said, I'll see you guys at 12 p.m. I'm not getting up at 8 a.m. and running a 5K, nor will I be on the finish line. So sorry about that. Love you down. But I'm sleeping in and I'm cooking. I love cooking. I love cooking food for people I love. And I love Thanksgiving food. Turkey, hate turkey. Ham, honey glazed ham, fantastic. Sometimes we do brisket on Thanksgiving, which is the best Thanksgivings in my opinion. Usually we do brisket on Christmas. We'll do salmon and brisket on Christmas. So fire. Sorry, this is the I'm hungry segment. What I make for Thanksgiving. I always make mac and cheese, some form of mac and cheese. If you want my mac and cheese recipe, it's in my reels on Instagram. It's a French onion mac and cheese. If you don't want the French onions, don't make the French onions. The mac and cheese recipe is still my mac and cheese recipe. It's basically Teeny's mac and cheese recipe. I'm adding like 4 pounds of cheese, 1 pound of noodles, and a lot of heavy cream, if we're being honest. Take your time simmering it so it doesn't curdle. Mix it well. You're good to go. I always make mac and cheese. In fact, my cousin, I know he's going to be missing out. My cousin who became a priest, which shout out to him. I think it's probably the most normal thing that anybody in that family has ever done. He would only come back and visit on Thanksgiving. He could only leave like once a year and he had to choose a holiday. He would only come back on Thanksgiving because he'd be like, Hannah's making that mac and cheese. Like, I have to come. Yeah, it's that good. Yes, it's that good. That and green bean casserole. Not the, real green beans. No, I want that canned shit baked at 350 for 30 minutes. I love green bean casserole. It is by far my favorite. And I know you're like, ew, gross. No. It is my favorite Thanksgiving food ever. No one else in my family is like obsessed with it as much as I am. So I always make it because I need to eat it. And if I don't eat it, I'm going to have a mental breakdown. Now, the real good food is after you eat at 12 p.m. It's like 9 p.m. You're like, I'm hungry again for somehow. I slept for 4 hours in the afternoon. I'm hungry again. It's the Thanksgiving sandwiches. Have you ever made a Thanksgiving sandwich? All right. You take those really good buttered rolls. You do a layer of, cranberry jelly, turkey, ham, maybe throw some goddamn mac and cheese on there. You throw some green bean casserole on there. You're like, what? On a sandwich? Yeah, babe. Stuffing. Add anything you want to that sandwich. It's the best thing you'll ever eat in your entire life. It is slutty. It is gross. It is nasty in the best possible way ever. A leftover sandwich. Ooh, maybe you toast it if you're feeling crazy. Yeah, I'm very much so looking forward to this Thanksgiving. But if you are spending time with insane family that you maybe don't want to spend time with, you're dreading going home, listen, you gotta emotionally regulate a little bit so they don't get to you. Because if they get to you, you're gonna have a miserable goddamn time. And sometimes evil people, their only goal is to get to you. So if you don't protect yourself, emotionally regulate, and disassociate in a healthy way, it's going to be quite challenging. Take those breaks, go on a little pre-Thanksgiving walk, smoke some weed to really help with that I don't give a fuck attitude. And when your uncle says something crazy to you over that Thanksgiving table, all you got to hit him back with is, so what do you mean by that? Can you elaborate a little further for me? I didn't read that article. Can you send that to me? Just cite your sources. I promise it'll help you laugh a little bit more instead of cry, but props to you. This one's interesting. How do you take a step back from someone that is addicting but not adding to your life? Okay, you guys, I went on this mega spiral. Okay, I love a good internet spiral. Let's be honest. Not an internet spiral where I'm like, watching mind-numbing video after mind-numbing video. It's like when I discover one singular thing that I'm like super interested in, and then I like have to consume everything about that one thing that I'm interested in. And this week, my spiral was this psychotherapist. I think maybe just therapist. I don't know. Bad bitch. That's all I know. Esther Perel. Oh my goodness. I saw a video of her talking about sex in relationships and intimacy in relationships. And she basically said that and this is outside of this, but she was like, women get bored with relationships faster than men because they have to carry most of the relationship's toll and the care, and they are the planner in the relationship. They do everything in the relationship, and then they have no time for sex. And men go, oh, she just doesn't want to have sex with me anymore. But women go, no, I'm not interested in the sex that I'm gonna have, because if I'm gonna have sex, it better be really fucking good. And the interviewer literally went dead silent, and I was like, ooh, she's psychoanalyzing at a level that I haven't heard anybody say out loud. So of course I had to go and watch so many podcasts by her and just what she has to say. She is so talented. She's a very interesting human being, and the way that she is able to kind of dissect interpersonal relationships is very interesting. But naturally, when we're younger, we're going to be more preconceived with the excitement of things. We are going to be more interested in, okay, which partner gives us the most excitement, you know? Which one can make that honeymoon phase last forever, you know? Which one is going to be like, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. But as we get older, we realize, okay, love is great and fantastic. Who can I build a life with, though? And that's the thing that you really need to start thinking about. Like, yes, there should be love in a relationship. Love is easy to find. Who can you work with? Who wants to build a life with you? Who can build an exciting life with you? Who can keep up? Who wants to build the same life as you? Who is adding to your life? That's what you should really be preconceived with if you're getting older and if you're wanting to settle down. If you're not wanting to settle down and you're just looking for some fun, you know what? Go ahead. Have that situationship. Have that exciting person in your life, you know, waste your time a little bit. That's okay. That's what being young is for. It's for falling in love with random people randomly, you know, people that maybe you usually wouldn't settle for. It's a learning process. You know, love can be very strong and addicting when we're younger. But the older we get, and especially the older I get, the more I realize love is great, and yes, I need it, but what I need more than love is somebody I can build a life with. I need a life partner, not a love partner, because when the love dies down, which it will eventually, believe it or not, there should always be that like underlying warmth and desire to love each other. But like that honeymoon phase, that high is not gonna last forever. So when it does die down, are you left with somebody who is able to kind of like build a comforting life around you, or are you left in the dust and ashes? Yeah. She said that, I was like, ooh, girl, this is too much for me. This is too much for me. But she's so right. You know, especially getting older, like you want somebody who is able to, like, when you're sick, take care of you, to, you know, on a hard day, be able to read how you're feeling and show up for you in the same way that you would show up for yourself, who is adding to your life, not subtracting for it. Somebody who is not just there for love and sex, but is also there through the good times and the hard times. And a lot of the times, you know, those relationships you get into when you're younger, they're fun and all, but like that person is not there for you. In reality, that person is not there for you. They're not trying to build a life with you. They just want to live life side by side for a little bit. And if that's something that you're okay with at this point in time, then that's fine and dandy. Like I said, I've been in my fair share of relationships like that where I'm like, this is fun for now, and I'm really into love right now, so like let me love as hard as I can. But once those feelings die down, what are you left with? I'm usually left in the dust. And at this point in time in my life, that's not at all what I'm looking for anymore. Love is great. Love is fun. I like that high feeling. But I know that what is really real and tangible and what really matters to me at this point in time is being able to have a partner in life, to have somebody that I can fall back on, somebody who adds to my life. And that will naturally come with time. As you get older and you start putting more intentionality into your own life, you will start like being able to weed out, you know, the loser men who just want to fucking leave, you know? And a lot of these people, a lot of falling in love will be addicting, but they won't add to your life. And the best way, especially when you feel like, maybe I need something a little bit more in my relationships and I'm not getting that. The best way, I mean, number one, depending on how close you are, is have a conversation. Talk about it. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you want to have kids? Do you want to get married? Where do you see yourself living? How many kids do you want to have? What kind of job do you want to have? If you start asking men these things, a lot of them are going to get fucking scared and they're going to go ahead and leave. So if you're trying to weed out the addicting versus, you know, adding to your life, go ahead and have that conversation, babe. They will go ahead and run on their own. Trust, honestly. But also, I think it's a great way to vet out partners that are people who maybe will only last a season versus ones who have like the same long-term goals. And if you find yourself in another situationship, another relationship where you're like, God damn, I'm just kind of dopamine addicted to them, but I don't think we can build a life together. I mean, yes, have that conversation, have that hard conversation. I think it will really put into perspective maybe how different and how incompatible you guys are, but also take some time apart. I think it's very easy to get lost in relationships, especially when we're younger, because we want to avoid living our lives. And I know you're like, no, that's not true. It is true. We want to avoid ourselves a little bit. We want to avoid taking accountability for our lives. And the best way to do so is to kind of like fall in love and be so dopamine filled with this love feeling over and over and over again by getting into relationship by relationship by relationship by relationship. Maybe challenge yourself to be single for a while. Break up with this person that after this hard conversation is just not your person. Challenge yourself to be single for a while. It'll really help you build a good base to build off of and a good understanding of yourself, your own 5-year goals, your own long-term plans, to then when you look at the next relationship or you start actually dating seriously again, you will be able to find that life partner. A love partner is easy. It's very easy to find. A lot of you girls are very charismatic, kind, compassionate, hot, sexy, smart. Bitch, you could get along well with a brick wall, all right? So it's very easy to get along with any of these men, especially if they're throwing you good dick. And I'll tell you what, a lot of these men are basically homeless, but they know how to throw good dick because it's all they have going for them. So do not base a relationship off of good dick. You can find good dick attached to a good man. I promise you. The addiction of love can get very distracting and it can be very easy to throw yourself into. The reality of life is you want to surround yourself with people who have your back. And you're not going to find that in a love partner, but you will find that in a life partner. And guess what? Best of both worlds is a life partner will always hold love for you. So why settle for just the love when you can have it both? The best way to also get rid of that addicting feeling, the same way of like reprogramming your brain to not be so addicted to your phone, is to literally take time away. Anything that you are like physically addicted to, love, sex, money, spending money, shopping, alcohol, weed, stimulants, whatever it is that you are addicted to that you feel an unrational calling to and a need to incorporate in your everyday life, the best way to break that within yourself and to like regroup is to step away completely. I'm a very big fan of cold turkey, okay? And not in a Thanksgiving way. I'm talking straight up remove it from your life. I understand that's not safe with everything, especially if you are deep into addiction. I get that. But we're talking in a safe manner here. A man, a tea break, whatever it is. I think the best way to go about it is cold turkey. I'm not one who can like slowly wean herself off of something because I don't have self-control. I am an all or nothing kind of person. So whenever I need to really kind of just regroup and really baseline myself again, I have to go cold turkey. I do. I need to remove it fully from my life and regroup, pick up the pieces from where I left. It is a fantastic way to really build yourself up from ground level completely. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. I'll tell you what, removing anything from your life is not easy, especially addictions. But with hard work and responsibility comes, anything you ever dreamed of. If you feel like you need time away from love addiction, a tea break, whatever it is, cold turkey is the way to go. And stay busy. Cold turkey plus filling your schedule with so many goddamn things, you will be okay. I promise. How to stop being afraid of life? I think a lot of people, are afraid of living, like actually being an active participant in their life because of the what ifs. It's very easy to have these big, lofty dreams, goals, big girl jobs, being with a long-term partner, moving to this random country, going sober, whatever these big goals are, these 10 years, 15-year goals, wherever you see yourself at 70, like it's easy to have those ideas, but the fear that stops us is the idea of what if it doesn't happen, And that's very valid because like, What if I never fall in love again? What if I never get the big girl job? There's a lot of what ifs in life, you know? But if you live by the what ifs, you will never live life. And that's the thing. If you are afraid of life, you are living by the what ifs. But what if this bad thing happens? What if I become homeless? What if I, completely fail and have to move back home? What if I fail this class? What if he never loves me back? What if I never get to go to this dream country? What if? Yeah, what if? Because right now it's not happening. You're so right, queen. What if? And I fear that what if is creating your reality. Okay, your fear is holding you back from living life. I think the best way to live life is not by the what ifs, it's by the fuck around and find outs. It can be a little irrational sometimes, but I think in living life we need to be slightly irrational. If we are completely rational, we might not be able to have those random experiences, meet that random person, go on that random trip. And a lot of the sporadicness of life is just living it and being a little bit reckless, like a safe reckless. I think that's important to have in life. Some rationality is important as well, to like have big goals and have big dreams and to stand beside them and to stand beside your wants and your needs. But a lot of it is just fuck around and find out. Yeah, what if, but also I'll figure it out. I don't have to live by this like skepticism or mysticism of trying to read the future before it even happens. Like I can figure out the future by just living it, by going after it. If you want to find out that answer, babe, if you think you know the answer, it's definitely wrong, and you will find it out if you just go after it and go try it. Go after that job, apply for that position, go to that random country, move states, whatever it is that you want to try and you want to find out, you can find out. And I'm realizing that a lot, especially as I'm getting older. I talk about getting older a lot, but also like there's so much peace and understanding that comes with it, and I'm very appreciative. Where I've spent the past probably 3 years of my life very stagnant. I've been in a good routine and it's felt good. It's felt boring in a healthy way. But I'm getting older and I'm realizing, damn, I can't be here for the rest of my life, which means I need to start, challenging myself a little bit and actually like putting one foot in front of the other. And I have a lot of those what if moments that I think have held me back a lot of like, I want to move to California, but what if it just doesn't work out? I have to move back home. Or I want to, get my own house, but what if it falls apart and it just doesn't work out? Or I want to go to that country by myself, but what if? And I am here to tell you, literally living by the what ifs will keep you stagnant. It will. It has kept me stagnant for a long time. I've challenged myself in different ways, and I'm proud of where I've come from. I don't have any regrets, but I'm tired of these what ifs, and I am ready to fuck around and find out. I am ready to just try new things, throw myself into it completely. You will find out the what ifs by just living life, and through doing things that challenge you and that inspire you and that you've been thinking about for a while, you will build up that trust within yourself. You will build up that confidence within yourself. And it most likely will work out the more you do that, because you'll have a good head on your shoulders. You'll be able to problem solve better. You'll have more self-confidence. You'll have a figure it out attitude that will make you succeed in most aspects. But sitting here and thinking is going to make you more fearful. It's going to make you more avoidant. It's going to make life pass you by. The more you act and challenge and simply put, just get outside, fuck around and find out, the more you will feel enthralled with life, on a healthy term with life, and just overall more confident and appreciative of the life that you're living. And that's something that I'm kind of facing now, especially in the winter months, where it is very much so like strengthen your roots, look forward, appreciate, and set goals. I'm realizing I've spent so much time thinking, and it is now time for me to act. Especially finally getting into my winter routine and understanding myself more a little bit through it and challenging myself in that sort of way. I'm realizing there is a good amount of time that you should spend planning, but most of the time you should spend is acting on those, healthy impulses, incorporating that daily routine, challenging yourself, going for that big thing, and just living side by side with life, because it will work out better than you ever could have expected. But if you live by the what ifs, you will never live. And life is one big safety net. I truly believe we all will be okay. You have to have that healthy rationality of like, you will be okay. You will be okay. No matter where you are, even if you're at the lowest point, like, you will be okay. Even if you don't feel like it right now, eventually you will. Life has that funny safety net already built in. It is all about just, are you brave enough to jump? And I think we all deserve a little bravery in our lives, especially now more than ever. All right, last question for the day, on brand for Thanksgiving. Someone asked, what am I thankful for? And you know what? I need every person. Here is your gratitude challenge, okay, for the day. Every person in the comments right now, tell me what you're thankful for. Give me one thing you're thankful for. If you feel like life's been really getting you down, this will really help you put things into perspective. I think gratuity is so important to practice, especially if you're not feeling 100%, or if you're having a hard time finding the light in the little things. Practice gratuity. We'll do it as an active practice right now. But in the comments, go pause. This is your homework for the week. What are you thankful for? And it can be anything. There's nothing too big or too small. I think sometimes we get caught up in I can only give thanks for the big things, when in reality, the little things are what add up to the big things. So don't be afraid to look for the small things. For me personally, what am I thankful for this year? You know what? Number one, and this might be a little selfish of me, but my cat Danger. I am so thankful for him. He brings me just so much joy and peace in my life. And every day that I wake up and get to spend with him is a amazing, beautiful, wonderful day. I've had this little man since I was 13 years old. He has seen every phase of me. He's waited at home for me to finish college or get my shit together so we could finally reunite. And I moved him in my apartment 1 year ago today. I spent a lot of my time, like, he lived a lot of his time at my parents' house because, I was a little crazy and chaotic and felt like I couldn't take care of him 100%. But I realized I needed him as much as he needed me. And I'm very glad I took that jump to move him in with me and to get to appreciate every single day side by side with him. He makes me laugh. He makes me cry. He brings so much joy to my life. Waking up and getting to cuddle with him for 15 minutes every morning and every night is my favorite part of the day. Forcing myself to put myself aside to play with him for 80 hours a day if it was up to him, and to take care of him and to make sure he's healthy and to go to his appointments and to make sure he gets his special probiotics and wet food every morning and night, no matter how tired I am after work, no matter how tired I am in the morning. It is just so wonderful and so great. And I could not give more thanks to have him in my life, especially after going through his health scare. I just am really appreciative of him being happy and healthy and just able to have him in my life. Every day I wake up is just a wonderful day when he's here. Number two, of course, you guys. I talk about how important this podcast is to me a lot, but I don't think I really put it into like a good perspective of, like, honestly, I can get very lonely. I can get very self-isolating, but as much as I feel that way sometimes, I'll never feel it to a extent where I did maybe when I was younger and I felt like the world was against me, because I am able to wake up and do this with you guys 2 times a week. I'm able to conversate with people who are similar to me, going through the same hard things, same challenges that I am. And it brings a lot of just peace and joy and also perspective into my life. It's nice to know that no matter what challenging time or what good time that I'm going through, someone else out there is also going through it. The most isolating part of my life was when I felt like I was the only person experiencing or feeling that thing. And knowing that I will never feel that again because I have you guys to hang out with every week is just like, words cannot express how thankful I am, truly. I appreciate you guys not only showing up for me, but showing up for yourselves every week. Challenging ourselves, not being afraid of life or the truth or honesty, and especially just like being here to support me. Like, you guys are a great support, and I could not do this life without you, and I don't even imagine doing this life without you guys, because I mean, I've been doing this for what, 3 years now, almost 4, maybe 4 years, and I cannot imagine a life without it, because just the way that my life has grown and changed and blossomed because of being able to be here with you guys is undeniable, unexplainable, and all I can really say is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am thankful for a warm home, a healthy home. You know, plants are thriving, shelves are full of books. I am able to like have a home in general. Like, I'm very thankful for what maybe we overlook as the basics, but you know, I put hard work and time and effort into it. I'm thankful to have a roof over my head, to be able to go on a grocery run every week. I'm about to go pick up my groceries for the week. It's like the one thing I hate doing, but also it's like perspective. I'm so thankful to be able to go buy groceries and fill my fridge. I'm thankful to be able to cook for my family, to spend time with my family, to, you know, have my niece and my nephew in my life. They teach me a lot of perspective of just like whimsy and being able to engage in like the silliness of life. To look at life through a child's eyes is a blessing that nobody should ever overlook. Girl, I'm thankful to be able to see. I can't see, but I bought the wrong contacts this week. I bought the right contacts. 1-800 contacts just packaged the wrong ones. And I couldn't see for a week. Like, quite literally could not see. My glasses broke. I didn't have contacts. I had to wear the wrong prescription all week. I couldn't see. I was like, oh my God. This is awful, horrible. Like, holy shit. I'm so thankful that I now have the right contacts and can see. Like, we overlook so much that maybe we just take for granted. And it's so important to really put into perspective how blessed and lucky we are to live the lives that we do. I'm thankful to have a car that runs and that I love. I'm thankful to have a job. I'm thankful to have a freaking bank account, even if it is sometimes in the negative. And most importantly, I'm thankful for, this might sound selfish, but myself. I maybe don't give myself a lot of credit. And I really do have a very easy time putting myself aside and just kind of like powering through hard things without like taking into account how strong I had to be to go through those things. And I do think it's important to, you know, give ourselves a little pat on the back, or to, you know, give ourselves a little good job every once in a while. I can be my own worst critic. And in fact, I am most of the times my own worst critic or my own biggest hater. It's very easy for us to be that way with ourselves. But I think the hard part is being our own biggest supporter, and it's something that I need to work on a little bit more. I trust in myself. I love myself. I am so appreciative of being able to live with myself every single day, and to build that relationship with myself every single day. I am so smart. I am so sexy. I'm so beautiful, and I cannot wait to see the life that I build for myself, because I know all of those things are true. And I think I owe myself just a little bit of credit and a little bit of just a good job for doing the hard things, for getting through the hard things, for making the life that I want for myself. Because goddamn, it's not easy. And if you haven't told yourself good job in a while, this is your sign to do so. Okay. I'm giving you a pat on the back. Now it's time for you to give yourself a pat on the back. And there's many other things I'm thankful for, but I think those are the top things that come to mind as I stare at my cat out the window. He's just loving life on the patio right now, and I'm so happy that he's happy. His happiness is my happiness. Anything I can do for him, I will do. I spoil that goddamn cat, and I'm happy to do so. I can't wait to be a mother, though. Oh my goodness. Anyways, IUD working overtime. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you for showing up. And like I said, comment something down below you're thankful for. Stay sane this Thanksgiving week. If you're going through a breakup or a hard time, no matter what, you will get through it. So trust in that. Don't be afraid to live life. Don't ignore your problems, or else life will pass you by. The hard choices are never easy. Sometimes they don't feel good, but that doesn't mean they're the wrong choice. And most importantly, make your Thanksgiving plate as big as you fucking can this week, okay? We all need a good meal now more so than ever. But if you want to see more from me, and if I didn't answer your question, join the Patreon, patreon.com/smokeseshotty. If you want to show a little extra love this season, I do upload a exclusive podcast every single week where I answer every single question. I'm not even kidding. Sometimes upwards of 50-60 questions a week. So if you miss the kind of like rapid fire question episodes, which I'm going to get into again coming up soon, that's where you can find them every week. And I do answer your questions no matter how long. Sometimes it's like 5 paragraphs. Girl, I'll sit down, I'll read them. Don't worry. You guys give me your time. I'm going to give you my time. Always. Hello. Fair trade. And if you want to see what I've been up to, follow me on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. The Japan dumps are still going up. I also just uploaded the vlog, Hannah Marlene 444 on YouTube. But with that being said, stay sane, stay sexy, and I'll see you all so soon.